Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first video of Script Include. I'm making this series because I have seen students get confused by Script Include and try to memorize them. But don't worry, we are going to understand them together step by step. Okay? There are four parts of this series, and today, in part one, we will start with the basics of JavaScript. Why? Because JavaScript our core concept are used in script include. Okay, so you must have to understand basic concept of JavaScript. I will not go in the depth of what is array, what is a string like that, but I will tell you which is important to understand to write the code of JavaScript script include. To understand script include, as I told you, we need to know some basics of JavaScript first. I have seen lots of students get confused with the word like function, object, and return. Do not worry, we will make them super clear. Today we will cover functions like what are they, why you use them, object, how they store the information, synchronous and asynchronous, how code runs, and then about return. These four things we will understand here in this lecture. Okay, first I will show you a script include, how it looks like, where we can use. So in go to application navigator, when you tap script include, you will get application system definition. In this there is a module script include. To when you click on this, we will redirect to this page. It means like it is a auto box code. Auto box script include was written by ServiceNow. And when we to create a custom script include, we have to click on the new. When we click this, you will redirect to this form. And there is a lots of terminology here, and we do not need to focus on this terminology right now. We will focus on the code what we write here. Okay, so to write this our first script include, we have to understand JavaScript basics. Okay, so we will start with the function. What is the function? Okay, so let's move to the notepad. I will write everything here. So what is a function? A function is a block of code you write once and can use many times. It is a very important. It is a block of code. Okay, you write once and can use as many times as you want. Understand this. If you understand why we are writing the function, suppose in the script include we have work to call the caller detail. Okay, in incident form. So why I will write this to only incident form? Why we cannot write to all other form also? Okay, so once we write the script include, and we can call anywhere, either in business role, either in client script. We will learn them all this, but let's focus on function. Okay, so as I told you, a function is a block of code you write once and can use many times. Things of a calculator app in your phone. You press a button to add a number, it give you answer. Like what actually it has. Let move to the calculator. Type calculator, pick in mobile. So hope everyone have used this calculator. Okay, what it is doing, there is a code written for every step. Code is written for every like for addition, subtraction, multiplication. When you use this, we are giving, you are calling the function When you click this, we are calling the function. Suppose we have written 7 or you have written 9, you are giving this input to the function, and by clicking equal to, you are calling the function. These are example of the function. It means you can, like it is like the app has code that does the addition for you. You can use it again and again. That what function does. It is a reusable code that does a specific job. And I will give you very good example related to math. Like remember in the school, uh, we have learned this function fx, okay, is equal to 3x plus 5. This example I have written here so that you can remember what example I have taken here. So in the school we have write this term as a, take as a function or a linear variable. We have learned this. So what mainly in this we do? I hope you have learned the linear equation like that. So in this we give a input, and it give it give some result. Okay, similar, suppose we give f is f2, and it will do some calculation, and it will give a result is equal to 11. Take another example. Okay, so if x is equal to 5, okay, then we will put 5 here, and it will do some calculation. It will result 20, same as it is function is doing. Here it is, we can call this x as a parameter, and we are calling this fx and giving 2 as an argument, and it is doing calculation. Of course, we in our school days we do by own self, but in the code perspective, it will do calculation by own self, and it will give results where we are calling this, है ना? So there is a definition, one notes is written here. A function in JavaScript takes input, does something, it give you output. Okay, so does something with it, gives you an output. That is very important, what function is doing. Hope you understand the basic definition of the what actually function is doing. Now we will understand how each function is used in the script include. But before that we have to understand the types of function. Okay, uh, what is the return, what is synchronous and asynchronous, what is the object. So in script include, we use this function to do the task like calculation, fetching the data, and we can use them whenever you need it. So this types of this type of point we have to remember. Now we will move to the type of function. Okay, so there are mainly two way to write the function. First is function declaration, and then function expression. Okay, why I'm teaching you, like in script include, you need this how to write the function. Okay, so understand the function declaration. Function declaration is, this is when you define the function using a function keyword. Very important. When you define a function using a function keyword, giving it a name, and have a block code like to add a number or something, then we will use this will called as a function uh, declaration. What is important here, I will show you example. Like see, this is a function keyword, this is function keyword, and this is a function name, and we are giving a parameter a and b. Okay, this is what, this is called a block of code. This is block of code, and what here it is doing, we are calling this function, we are calling this function, and we are printing this value. See what is happening here, the function declaration is just, it is a way how to write the function. For this we have to define a function name, then we have to give a number. Okay, and then we have to pass a parameter. See, parameter is a not compulsory, it all only depend upon the requirement. Okay, And I will take one example related to without parameter. Okay, so here what we do, it is a function name, we pass a parameter and we create a variable and see, and we store this value as a addition and return here in C. Okay, and we have created a value variable D, and we in variable D we are storing, we are calling the function. Here what is it? It is the calling a function. Okay, calling the function. Here we are calling the function, and see, no need to write this. Okay, just understand it is a here we are calling the function. Okay, okay, I have written here. So you can call this function using add number. So to call the function, to use the function, you have to call uh, the function name, and you need to give some value. This value is called argument, and it will return 7. And whatever we have write the logic on the basis of it, it will give you value 7. Okay, now we will understand what is a function expression. Okay, so definition, it is saying this is when you store a function is in a variable. It means whatever we have written here, when we store in a variable, when we store in a variable is a function expression. Okay, it is like a saving your recipe in the notebook with the special name. You know, like we have some recipes and we write down on the notebook and with the special name, we can use it later. And this is a good example. So take this example whatever we have written above. So see what we have do here. See, just we have created a variable name add num, and there is a function name, and we pass the two parameter and same as whatever we use. But here is the one thing, we never use, we do not use here function name. So there is no need to write the function name, but in some you can use, but there is a no use of it. Okay, so understand this only, what is the function expression and how to call this. We can, you can call in the similar way, just to call this variable name with argument. You have to pass this argument. Okay, and I have taken one example also without the parameter. Here I have created only greet function, and we are returning hello. Okay, so when you call this see, it is like console.log, and when you call this function, it will print, it will give you value hello. Okay, so in the script include mainly we call in the server side like business server side like business role, UI action, schedule job, and we can also use in the script like or UI action like sorry on change on load. है ना? So see, the reason behind this why I'm teaching you, lots of people are not able to understand, see when to use function expression, when to use function declaration. There is a one thing also called is method. Okay, method. So method is also function. Method is also function, but when we are using in object, when we are creating function in object, we call it method. So in while creating the object, and in this we create a function, uh, then it will call as a method. And what we will do in the script include, I will teach you this about the method more, how to call this method, how to add the value in the method in the object when I will teach you the object. So overall discussion is like what is the function, how many types of function, how to call the function, you have to understand in the depth. Okay, I'm repeating again. all whatever I teach you here, then we will move to the return. Okay. See, first I'll tell you what is first I said you like what is the function, and I have given this example, basic example, and I have given you example related to parameter, how to pass the parameter and how to call the parameter. Okay. See, one thing is important. See, suppose whatever you are passing, the argument will match sequentially with the parameter. Okay, mapping is very important. Okay, here it is like it will go a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3. See, in the calculation there is a no issue, but suppose when we use division or subtraction, suppose you use a minus sign. Okay, so what will be the result here? The result will be not 5, it is uh, take example, some another example, 5 comma 3. Okay, so what will be the result here? So result will be 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. Okay, but when you change this, when you we will do this 5 comma 3 comma 5, result will be b minus 2. Okay, so sequence is very important. First it will match this, first it will match this. Okay, and if you do not give any value, it will take as a undefined. So it is very important to give the value, and we do not go in the depth of JavaScript, but it is okay. Whatever we like learn here is enough to understand script include, how to write the script include in JavaScript. There is many ways we can write, but before that, you need to go in the depth of this. What is the function? Just learn by yourself. Just do some use ChatGPT or Google to understand this. Okay. Now we will move to the return. No. So what is the return? You have seen here. We have used the keyword is return, what it is doing, what return statement is doing. So we need to understand this. Okay, so first I am giving the definition. Mainly the return statements is used in a function to send value back to the place where the function was called. Again, I am repeating is the return statement is used in a function to send value back to the place where the function was called. Okay, so see, I write here the see here what is written. The statement is return statement is used in a function to send value back to the place where we call where it is called, where function is called. See here, I'm taking an example. See, we have taken the parameter and we have write some code, and we have using the return c. So what return will do, it will whenever the function is called and with the argument, it will the function will take this argument and do some calculation, and uh, we will return it means why we are using return is, so mainly function will send back the value. Function what it will what function will do, it will send back the value after the calculation, whenever where we call it. Here we call in the variable d, we have created a variable d. In the variable we are calling a function. To store the value we must have to use return. See what return is doing now. Whatever the calculation is doing in the function, and after the calculation we must have to return that value, है ना? Function must have to return that value. For that we have to use return is return c or return keyword or return true or false. There is a many way we can use return. I will teach you step by step. Okay, so mainly like see what I'll give you what like take an example of vending machine. Okay, so like imagine like you walking up to vending machine and you put in money and press a button and you will give the snacks. Okay, see, let I will show you example. Okay, so like these are the sample of vending machine. Take this as the example. If you understand this now, you will understand JavaScript, what is the function, what is the return, everything. See, this is the data. Suppose this snacks are data, and this is the output. Okay, where the it will like as a treat as a console log. Okay, where the you will receive the output, and here is the screen to mainly to pop up the some information like that. Okay, and where we are giving some money, and some we are giving some input. Okay, so in the vendor machine what mainly you do, uh, you put a money and you press a button and it will give us next. Okay, so what return does in a function that it returns something back to you after doing its work. It returns something back to you after doing its work, and once a function hits it a return, it stop the running, just like vendor machine does do not do anything else after it give you snacks. It is obviously like whatever the amount you have given, it will give you the snack. After that it will not give you the snacks. So to get this snack we have to call it again, call it again, call it again. It means you have to give the input to the vendors, you have to pass the argument, you have to call the function of the vendors, vending machines. Okay, hope you understand this. So this is the very basic example, and what function can return. I know. So if a function can return anything, a number, a string, true, false, or nothing at all, है ना, which is undefined. So we have to use carefully what we need to there is a requirement in script include to return the string. Suppose in client callable you have to return the string, so you have to use a string in the return. I will tell you in the JavaScript. Let's focus on here. I have taken one example, and let all write out the three example. Okay, first example I have written to calculate the price of vending machine when user select the item. Okay, so here what is like I have given the parameter price and quantity, and it will do some calculation price into quantity, and here we are calling the function. It means we are pressing okay, just like do the calculation and give the result, and it will uh, see mainly it will show you total amount of what amount you need to uh, like give me. Vendor is machine is asking, just give me a like scan the QR code and give me the 30 rupees. Then it will give you some snacks. Like also suppose there is a suppose out of stock facility. Suppose there is some item is not available. So like we can use it. Okay. So like in the screen, if item is less than zero, so what if it will do? It will return out of stock. Means stop here, no item is here. If it is in the stock, it will return okay, check, like in the stock you can move forward. Okay, take another example. See, you can also return true or false to make a decision yes or no. This is very important. Like I will show you one example in the script. See, oh sorry, let go to incident form. Go to client script, create one client script. write any name. Okay, select types on chain. See here what is happening. It is using a return statement. What does mean? Okay, so like see here it is written if is loading. What does mean? When form is loading, when or new values empty, it will return. Okay, so see it means in while the form is loading, it will not do anything. I will teach you in the depth, but do not focus on whatever we are learning here. Okay. Uh, see, same as suppose see mainly it is used to check the permission. Like suppose if user has ITL role or not, any other it has access to write, it has access to delete or not. On the basis of we can use return or false. Suppose there is example, there is a some vending machine, like only 18 plus can use it. Okay, so here we will check if age is greater than 80, yes or no. If it is no, return false. What return false is doing na, it is stopping the code running further. If it made return is equal to false, no further code will run. And suppose else, agar suppose if return is true, if age is greater than 18, then what it will do, it will run this code, it will run this code. That is a very important. If it met with true, it will run all the code whatever written after true. And if return false, it will stop it. Okay, see here, see I think I did some mistake. Yeah, that's correct. Whatever we whenever we reach to the false, it will stop the execution and further code will not run. Okay, yeah, that's the very important thing. And in the function we here, when we meet, whenever the return is like when we reach to the return, further code will not run here. It doesn't matter it is true or false, but no code will return here. Here it is a if condition. After it is true, if there is another condition, it will run. Okay, so there is no need to go in the depth, but you have to understand the basic logic. Okay, why we are using this. Okay, and there is also we can you can do validation like that to validate the input. Look, suppose we have to you have to use valid email is valid or not. So in that case you will use return. Okay, so today what we have uh, learned this mainly basics of JavaScript function, object, and how code runs. Okay, so I will give you example. So homework you have to do it. Okay, just do it by on the copy or on the use console, no issue. And write a function is positive that return if number is greater than 0, otherwise return false. Just understand, I will not even give you hints. It is a very easy code. If you are able to do it, you are ready for script include. Okay, thank you. And now we will understand what is synchronous asynchronous uh, in the next lecture, and what is uh, object. I will show you how object actually look in the uh, mm, script service now, so that you can write the code easily. Thank you very much.